So do you know the difference between a patch, update, or an upgrade when it comes to your computers, what we're talking about?
Well, be ready because your computer will be getting a big one next month. So what does that mean?
Well, we're going to find out. It's time to compute this with Thor Schrock of Schrock Innovations. Good to see you, Thor.
Thanks for having me.
Hey.
Potato, you know, whatever.
No, but this is potentially big. It's a big update, right? Or I'm sorry, a patch update. What do we call it? Upgrade,
All right,
update?
so let's.
And this is for PC users, right?
Let's go back in time. You have Windows 7 now, right? And so you get Windows 7, and then every month there was patches. And you had Patch Tuesday. And so then you get little patches. Patches are like little Band-Aids that you put on your computer that solve specific problems, vulnerabilities, things that attackers are using. You get all your patches, and that's good. Then after a while, sometimes they put out a patch and they put it out so fast that the patch solves one problem but causes another problem. So then there's a patch for the patch next month. Well, then they have these things called service packs. And a service pack was all the patches put together,
A bunch of patches.
tested for interoperability to make sure they don't cause more problems, and then they take the place of all the Band-Aids. So it's like a cast, let's say. And then you've got an upgrade. So you went from Windows 7 to Windows 10. That's like a whole new leg. You know, you don't have to worry about the cast anymore. You got a whole new leg now. You're good to go. And so now the same thing is happening with Windows 10, except one thing that people need to realize is there's never going to be a Windows 11.
What is that? What do you mean?
By design, it's just Windows. So you have Mac OS 10, right? Is there ever going to be a Mac OS 11?
I don't know. Great question.
I don't know. There's always seems to be something new.
It's like this is
Or with
Windows.
the phone, at least. I guess the phone.
Eventually, it's just going to be Windows. It's like, do you walk around?
It's always been Windows. I mean, that's the base.
That's the
name
base,
for it.
but like your iPhone. How many people know what version of the iOS they're running on their phone?
iOS 11.
Is it?
I think so.
11 point what?
11.1.
Look at her.
Am I right?
Right out of thin air.
Yeah, that's pretty
Is
good.
it?
Am I right?
Boom.
Well, you don't even know, do you?
No, I don't know. I was
Yeah.
just saying.
He doesn't even know.
I'm like, I can
I'm
totally
still gonna
play. I'm just
call
going to let
a
her
win.
rock it, you know?
It's
I'm
still
going
an
to find
11.
out. I got my phone back. I'm going to find out where it is.
But see, that's the point. We don't know. I don't even keep. I have an Android phone.
Yeah.
I've got Lollipop. So
Lollipop.
I never heard of it.
Is that what they call it?
That's the current OS for that. So
Okay.
basically, the bottom line is we all have these patches that we get for our computers, and then we get upgrades. Now, upgrades are problematic because upgrades are taking all of your stuff, and it lifts it up out of your operating system. So it's like cleaning out your whole house, and you're moving. So then you take all your stuff and you load it in the moving truck, and you put it all into a new house, and you try to, and the new house looks kind of like the old house, and you try to put everything back pretty much where it was before, with some changes, and those changes can be confusing. Now the problem is these are called the creators updates. They happen twice a year. With Windows 10, they will happen twice a year from now until eternity.
Yeah.
So the problem comes up with, let's look at what's happened the last time there have been creators updates. So Windows 10, the first one came around, broke everybody's endpoint connections. Like the semantic endpoint and the creators update just weren't working.
Yeah.
But if you installed the endpoint on top of it, it worked fine.
Yeah.
But if you upgraded, it didn't. So we had to do a bunch of remotes and fix that.
Yeah.
The second time around, it broke everybody's start menu. So like your start menu just stopped.
Right.
Start, stop.
So there's strange little things that happen.
Yeah,
with these
there's
updates.
bugs, there's quirks,
Yeah.
and basically what ends up happening is people come in having to pay us hours of labor to fix their computers from an update, which is not really what Microsoft intends, but unfortunately things are so complex now it's almost inevitable.
Yeah, 10.3.3 is the iPhone latest version.
That's a lie.
Yeah,
Maybe-
Okay, so then I just got an email saying something about the new 11.
Well,
maybe
she's an
iOS
alpha
11. I test these products on the weekends. That's my new part-time job. I know all things about technology.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't believe one bit of this.
Obviously.
September. So what's the deal in September?
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We had Patch Tuesday, last Tuesday, big update. That's why your computers are all rebooting this weekend. Now you're going to have another big update on the second Tuesday of September, and it is one of the big creators updates.
Okay.
So basically, I gathered my staff and I said, guys, are we going to have endpoint warranties from this? And they're like, yeah, we are. Are we going to have some quirky, dumb thing that happens that we're going to end up having to fix for a lot of people? And they're not mad at us. They're just mad at Microsoft because it's like, I have to come in and pay $110 to get this fixed.
Yeah.
Or $220 if we have to reload everything. That's going to happen. So we know we're going to have warranties, right, guys? Right. So why don't we try to help people by minimizing the problems and, if nothing else, providing them with a warranty so that if something does go wrong, they don't have to come in and pay us $220 or $110 to fix the problem.
Right.
And the guys were a little like, okay, hold on there, cowboy. Let step us through this step by step. So what if, here are the big problems. When you get one of these updates, if you have a virus on your computer, it'll fail. and you'll have problems. If your hard drive is going bad, it'll fail, and you'll have problems. If your third-party software is not up to date, if you're running an ancient version of Adobe Reader, for example, it can fail.
Which a lot of us at this point have old versions of certain programs on their computers.
Yeah, like with Java, you always get the new one, but it never removes the old one. So you might have like 20 different versions of Java on your computer.
Why does it remove the old one?
Because it's stupid. If you have Secure Updater, we programmed it.
Simple answer, it is stupid.
We remove them for you with Secure Updater. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So if you have all these things lined up, your odds of success are pretty good. So what if we wrote, I grabbed the Innovators at Schrock and got them in a room and said, what if we wrote a little program that does those 3 things, checks those things, and then installs the update? Because if we tell everybody to come into the shop, we're going to have 1,000 computers in here again like we did for the Windows 10 upgrade, and it's going to be unmanageable because we don't have the capacity to crank through 1,000 computers in 1 or 2 days. But if we could put it on the website and people could download it, that's a pretty good deal. So we took some polls on the radio show. The response was great. People want this, so we're going to build this. We'll be updating you in the coming weeks on the piece of software to basically be able to go to our website, buy it there for about $45, and all it does is install the update. Now the update's free. We're not selling the update, but it's just the service of making sure we're minimizing the risk, and if something does go wrong, you have a warranty then. You can bring it into us and then we will fix it for free. So
the update, does that happen automatically then on your computer?
It will, yeah. There's no stopping it. You can't tell it to not go. It's going to happen. It'll take up to a month. So it's not going to happen for everybody on the second Tuesday. It can take a month to process through everybody.
So your warranty, you buy before then?
You buy this little piece of software from our website, and what that does is we'll know programmatically when you ran the update. So we can tell, when you put your code in, we can tell you ran the update and we can tell it was successful. So then if you have a problem with your computer related to that update within 30 days, you can bring it into us and we'll fix it for you.
So it's pretty safe to say that just judging by the past updates, there's probably going to be something that's going wrong.
About 20% of people are going to have a problem.
Right, so it's a good idea to head over to your website and at least look into it.
Which is why, when we have 20,000 customers in our database and we have that level of problems, it's not unreasonable for us to get 1,000 people through the door in a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's a few service centers. You have Village Point, and then you move. The new one is have you moved in yet?
No, we're still building it. It's going to be at 245 Olson Drive. It's 84th and 370, next to all those wonderful restaurants there at that new business park.
For now, you're on 72nd.
Right now, we're still on 72nd and 370.
And then in Lincoln, of course, right off Pine Lake Road, SchrockInnovations.com. Thor, thanks for your time today.
Great info today. Thank you so much. I'm happy to have a Mac. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you for telling me about the new iOS update.
You are so welcome, everyone. Go ahead and get that 11.1 update. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Download it.
We're going to be getting phone calls. I can't get the 11.1.
I know. I'm going to get poor.
Send complaints to Mike at OmahaMorningBlend.com.
Just do that. That'd be great. Thanks a lot. Well, that's the first day of school.